Om Sri Lakshmi Narsimha Maha. Valmiki Ramayana. Ayodhya Kanda. Chapter 100. Rama Instructs Bharata. Summary. Rama gives instructions to Bharata as regards the duties of a king and the policies under an ideal monarchy under the pretext of enquiring about the welfare of his fathers and others. Chapter 100 in detail. Rama saw Bharata with matted locks, wearing bark robes, and with joined palms, lying on the ground, incapable of being seen as a son at the time of the dissolution of the world. Rama recognized with some difficulty his brother Bharata, whose face became pale and who was emaciated, and took him by the arm, smelling the crown of his head. Placing him on his lap, Rama, who was born in Raghu's dynasty, embraced Bharata and with an absorbed mind enquired of him as follows: My darling, where is our father, that you have come to the forest? He being alive, you ought not have come to the forest. I see you after a long time, coming from a far off distance, wearing a mournful face into this forest. Alas, why have you come to the forest, my darling? My dear brother, is the king alive, that you have come here? I hope the miserable king has not indeed departed to the other world all of a sudden. O gentle brother, I hope that the eternal kingdom has in no way suffered from your youthful experience, my darling, as you rendering service to your father, who is truly valiant. I hope that the king Dashrata is well, he who is true to his promise, he who performs Rajasuya and Ashwamedha sacrifices, and he who has righteous resolve. My darling, are you treating respectfully as before the preceptor of the Ikshvakus, the one who knows the sacred scriptures, the one who knows the sacred scriptures, the learned who constantly kept up with the virtues, and he who has a great splendor? My darling, I hope that Kaushalya and Sumitra, having good offsprings, are happy. I hope the venerable queen Kaikeyi is rejoicing. I hope the preceptor Suyagna, the son of Vashishta, who is rich in humility, a son of a noble family, who has the knowledge of many scriptures, an unenvious person, and who is full of insight, is duly honored by you. I hope that a Brahmin who is versed in the traditions, who is intelligent and just, employed in your sacred fires, always informs you in time about a sacrificial fire having been or going to be fed with oblations. My darling, I hope that you are holding in high esteem the gods, your ancestors, dependents, and teachers of your father's age, the doctors and the Brahmins. Oh, my darling, I hope that you treat with due respect Sudhanva, your teacher in archery, who is furnished with the most excellent arrows and darts and well versed in political economy. I hope that ministers who are valiant like you, learned, masters of their senses, of noble birth, and skilled in interrupting internal sentiments by external gestures, are assigned to you. The source of victory for kings indeed comes from a concealed counsel by ministers who are well versed in political sciences and who can hide their thoughts within themselves. I hope that you do not fall a prey to excess of sleep and do not wake up at appropriate time. I hope you contemplate during the later half of that night about the adroitness of an action. I hope that you do not deliberate alone, nor indeed with numerous men. I hope your decision arrived at by you through such deliberations does not flow to the public even before it is carried out. O Bharata, I hope, considering your interest fully, you launch an undertaking which has maximum benefit with minimum cost, and indeed do not delay future. I hope the other kings know your entire undertakings only after they have been successfully completed, as well as those which have taken a shape, but not your proposed undertakings. My darling, I hope the others are not knowing by their enquiries or strategies or by any other approaches not mentioned the details of discussions you made with your ministers. I hope you solicit for one wise man rather than for 1,000 stupid, for a wise man can be of a great help to you in difficult matters. Even if a king employs thousands or tens of thousands of fools, they will not be helpful to him. Even one wise, valiant, sagacious, and efficient minister alone can cause to secure a great prosperity to the king or to one who enjoys royal authority. I hope that superior servants are assigned superior works alone and only mediocre servants in mediocre works and inferior servants in inferior works. I hope you are appointing those ministers who are eminent, incorruptible, born of the fathers, and for bearers of good family, and who are full of integrity in the matter of great importance. O Bharata, I hope your ministers do not watch as mere witnesses, while your subjects in the kingdom welding tremble with great fear under your inflexible welding of the scriptures. I hope those who perform the sacrifice do not hold you in contempt as one who accepts terrible gifts, as one who is fallen, as women who hold in the contempt of those highly lustful men. He who does not slay a physician skilled in ways and means of aggravating a disease, a servant intent on bringing disgrace, and a valiant warrior seeking kingly power is himself slain by them. I hope an army chief who is cheerful, wise, courageous, valiant, well behaved, born in a good family, who is beloved by his subordinates and efficient is selected by you. I hope those warriors who are excellent, strong, skilled in warfare, whose excellent actions were seen before, and the most courageous ones are duly honored and respected by you. I hope you are regularly giving your army the daily provisions and a suitable salary to them without any delay. When there is a delay in giving bread and wages, the servants become incensed against their master and become corrupt, and that is said to be a great unfortunate occurrence. I hope all the foremost descendants of your race, Kshatriyas, are devoted to you, and do they lay down their lives steadfastly for your sake? I hope that a knowledgeable man living in your own country, a wise man, a skilled person endowed with the presence of mind, and the one who knows how to speak to the point is selected as an ambassador by you. Do you get to know through three spies, each unacquainted with each other, about the 18 functionaries of the enemies, and the 15 functionaries of your own side? O slayer of your foes, I hope you do not forever think lightly of your foes, who are weak or having been expelled, returned again. I hope are not honoring the materialistic Brahmins. My dear brother, these men are skilled in perverting the mind, ignorant as they are, and thinking themselves to be learnt. Reaching to their logical acumen, these men of perverted intellect preach meaninglessly in the presence of eminent books on righteousness. I hope you preserve the city of Ayodhya, furnished with everything and flourishing, that was formerly inhabited by our heroic ancestors. O my dear brother, that is worthy of its name, with its fortified gates, its elephant horses and chariots that fill it, with its Brahmins, warriors, and merchants in thousands, ever engaged in their respective duties, while its noble citizens self controlled and full of energy, with its palaces in various shapes, and the learned who abound there. I hope that the kingdom adored with peaceful places, rich in temples and sheds where water stored for distribution to passers by in tanks, with happy men and women, graced by social festivity, with land well tilled, abiding in cattle which are totally free from cruelties, the agricultural land not exclusively fed by rains, which is beautiful and is purged of beasts of prey, which is completely rid of fears, studded with mines, a destitute of sinful men, and well protected by our forefathers, is prosperous and an abode of happiness. Are you cherishing all those who live by agriculture and cattle rearing? O my dear brother, the people living on agriculture and cattle rearing indeed prosper well. I hope their maintenance is being looked after by you in providing what they need and eschewing what they fear. All the citizens are indeed to be protected by a king through his righteousness. I hope you are pacifying the women well. Are they protected by you? I hope you are not believing the words of these women and not telling them the secrets. Are you supervising the woods inhabited by elephants? I hope female elephants are there to you in good number. I hope you are not simply satisfied with the existing population of female elephants, horses, and male elephants. O Prince, do you really adored appear before the people on rising each morning on the great highway? I hope that all your servants in your presence do not adopt a disrespectful attitude, or on the other hand, all of them do not hasten away on seeing you. Of course, a middle course only in the principle to be followed in this matter. I hope all your citadels are quite full of money, grain, weapons, water, and mechanical contrivances, as well as artisans and archeries. I hope your income is abundant and expenditure minimum. I hope your treasury does not reach undeserving people. O Bharata, I hope that your expenditure goes for the cause of divinity, mains, Brahmins, unexpected visitors, soldiers, and hosts of friends. If one of the noble work, despite his honesty and integrity, is falsely accused of some offense, I hope he is not killed impatiently, without enquiry by those well versed in law books. O foremost of men, if a thief is seen and even caught at the time of his act on sufficient ground and interrogated, I hope he is not released from greed of wealth. O Bharata, I hope that your well educated ministers examine a case dispassionately. When a contention occurs between a rich man and a poor man, after studying the situation carefully, the tears fallen from those who are victims of false accusations, O Bharata, destroy their sons and herds of those who are indifferent to justice, merely for the sake of pleasures. I hope that you seek to consolate by the following three meanings, that is, gifts, a loving mind, and polite words, the aged, the children, and the foremost physicians. I hope you greet the teachers, the elderly, the ascetics, the deities, the unexpected visitors, the trees standing at the crossroads, and all the Brahmins of auspicious life and conduct. I hope you do not abrogate virtue by your excessive devotion to wealth, or your excessive devotion to wealth, or your earnestly interest by your overemphasis on religion, or both your religions and secular interest by your self indulgence in pleasure, greed, and gratification of the senses. I hope your I hope your pursue wealth, religion, and delights of the sense, dividing them all according to time. O jewel among the victorious, the one who is conversant with the proper time, and O the bestower of boons, O the one who is endowed with the great wisdom, I hope the Brahmins versed in the knowledge of the scriptures, the inhabitants of town and the country pray for your happiness. Do you eschew the following 14 for all kings, that is, asceticism, falsehood, anger, carelessness, procrastination, disregard of the wise, sloth, bondage to the five senses, himself alone devoting to the affairs of the state without consulting the ministers, taking counsel with those of perverted insight, failure to undertake the projects already decided, failure to keep secrets, failure to utter auspicious words at the beginning of an undertaking, and rising from one seat indiscriminately to receive all. O the very wise Bharata, I hope you understand the following and deal them properly, the 10 evils. Number 1, the 5 kinds of fortifications. Number 2, the 4 expedients. Number 3, the 7 limbs of the state. Number 4, the 8 evils born of anger, the 3 objects of human pursuit. Number 5, the 3 branches of learning. Number 6, subjugation of the senses, the 6 strategic expedients. Number 7, adversity brought about by divine agencies. 8, and by human agencies. 9, the 20 types of monarchs. Number 10, and the entire population of the kingdom setting about an expectation. drawing up an army in battle array, and the two bases, that is, peace and war, I hope that you consult with the 3 or 4 ministers as mentioned in the scriptures any proposal collectively and singly with each of them in secret. Do you find advantage in your studies of Vedas? Are your acts production of fair results? Do you benefit from the company of your consorts? Has your learning been fruitful? O Bharata, I hope that your conviction is the same as mentioned by me in the foregoing verses, which is conducive to long life, fame, religious merit, enjoyments, and wealth. Do you follow the common practice which our forefathers observed, and which is in accord with the path of the virtuous, and which is distinguished in itself? I hope that you do not eat by yourself nicely made eatable, and do you share it with your friends who seek it? A wise and learned king, having obtained and ruled the entire earth properly by righteousness and by administering justice to the people, indeed ascends to heaven when detached from the moral body. Thus completes 100th chapter of Ayodhya Kanda of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a sage and the oldest epic. Sri Moola Rama Vijayate. Sri Krishnarpanamastu.